What's going on YouTube? Wild Lion Games here. The fall is fast approaching, which means football season is on the horizon, along with that mandatory trip to the pumpkin patch with your girlfriend. Now, here's a tip, fellas. On a random Tuesday, just say, hey babe, I'm gonna forgo watching Tuesday night football with the guys so we can spend some time together. She'll be like, wow, you're such a great guy. Now, while you're consuming copious amounts of football on Saturday and Sunday, you need something during the week to do, right? So how about you play your favorite sport on video game fashion? So this year, we have some new options to choose from that look to try and shake up the competition, especially in the indie football field, and some old football games as well with some NFL mods. So this video is going to break down your 2023 football gaming options available to you by release date. Let's get started. Madden 24, release date August 18th, and you know your boy's coming at you with an honest review, so if you want to get real opinions on the game, make sure you just stick around this channel. But right now, the biggest news I've seen personally for Madden 24 is the new gameplay features from EA's trademark Sapien technology and Field Sense is coming to PC. I gave EA a lot of flack last year for not including their new tech on the PC version of the game. So did other gamers. It was only available on next-gen consoles, and it's refreshing to see the PC players finally get some love when it comes to sports titles. Field Sense comes with improvements to player animations and control, and the new Sapien technology for Madden 24 will improve the way the players realistically move around and the way they look. And also, big news for the old heads like myself out there, Madden 24 is going to see the return of those infamous minicamp drills like coffin corner, receiver battle, rushing attack, QB skeleton, all of them. They're all coming, and this was always a fun feature in the old Madden, so I'm personally excited and anticipating its return to the game and being able to do that in franchise mode. There are a ton of potentially cool features being introduced to franchise mode this year as well that I am looking forward to. It'll be a lot to go over during the review of the game, but it includes things like customizing draft classes, new and improved trading systems with additional slots, among other odds and ends. Draft classes will now generate more variety of players like generational talent, injury-prone players, utility-type players, think of your Taysom Hills, and many other features as well. They said they're going to double the number of generations from Madden 23 to Madden 24. Some other changes in franchise mode, because that's what everybody cares about, is the addition of 15 new cities when it comes to team relocation, including Albuquerque, New Mexico, Anchorage, Alaska, Honolulu, Hawaii, Omaha, Nebraska, Paris, France, San Juan, Puerto Rico, Tokyo, Japan, and many more, up to 15. Names and logos, this is also big, are no longer tied to the relocation teams like in the past. So before, for some reason, when you chose a city, you basically had like 3 logo uniform options that were tied to that city, and you only could choose from those 3. That's no longer. Now you can pick a city, pick whatever uniform you want, pick whatever logo you want, and also, for the first time, you were going to have alt uniforms available for your custom team. So no longer stuck to just home and away. You will now also have an alt uniform for the different cities. Now, I don't think you're going to be able to customize the colors because, you know, why would they let you do that? You could do it on a PS2 and on an Xbox, but still can't do that. You're still going to be stuck to the pre-stock made uniforms, but your hands are no longer tied behind your back to only picking 3. You're now going to have like 90 plus options to choose from, which makes things much more, I guess, engaging, if you want to say that. So Madden 24, my review's coming, but those are some of the key features I've been looking at so far. You know, the new on-the-field improvements coming to PC. I'm excited because as a last-gen console owner, like, I haven't been able to test out, you know, the new Field Sense technology and the Sapien stuff. So I'm really curious to see a gameplay difference and what that feels like compared to last gen for Madden 24. Next up on the release radar is Wild Card Football, an arcade-style football game with the NFLPA license, coming out October 10th. And this one, it kind of blends like a little bit of realistic with fantasy. You have NFL licensed players, so while you don't have the NFL teams, you're gonna have guys like Joe Burrow, Justin Jefferson, Jerry Jeudy, Patrick Mahomes, over 100 NFL players. It's an arcade game, Kind of reminds me of maybe backyard football in Mario Kart. You got power-ups, 7-on-7 football. There's a season mode you can play in where you like accumulate stats, try and win, build up points, and then you get yourself ranked to the top of the leaderboards. You can customize your teams from, not only just colors, names, and logos, but also choose your stadium, design your playbook, choose what kind of power-ups your teams get, which is their wild cards. In this game, the wild cards are the power-ups. And like I said, this game's coming out October 10th on every single platform, including the Nintendo Switch. They have some stuff out on their YouTube channel. You can find some images and some trailers online. And, honestly, if Madden fails to deliver on its promises and some of these other games end up being delayed or flops, this at least looks like a promising, fun arcade football game. It won't be for everybody, but I imagine it's going to be easy to pick up and play. Reminds me of like maybe NBA Jam or like that NBA 2K Playgrounds that they had released a couple years ago. So it'll be very different versus the simulation style that other titles are going for. So it's definitely on my radar. Maximum Football 24. It is making a return after a brief hiatus, and the hiatus, at least visually, appears to be paying off, as these early screen grabs and beta gameplay leaks look to be far beyond what this series has ever looked in its previous entries. I have no idea how this game is going to play, but I do know that for an indie game, it looks really good. The details in the gloves and the face paint options that are available. I mean, if you're looking for a game where you can customize everything under the sun, down to, the banners in the stadiums and what kind of face paint the player is wearing, I would add Maximum Football to your wish list because it looks like they're going all out with customization. Again, there's not a lot in the way of how gameplay looks, but it looks pretty promising to me, especially on Twitter. I would go follow them on Twitter. They've been drip feeding screenshots and behind the scenes information on how the game's gonna function internally. And I gotta say, they got the hype train going. This is definitely my most anticipated football release of this year. Unfortunately, no release date yet. I'm keeping my fingers crossed we get a release date soon, and I'm hoping that it stays in the fall. This game was originally announced for spring of 2023. It got delayed for definitely good reasons. It's still very much in like a beta phase, and you don't want to release a game too early. You want to make sure the gameplay is crisp and tight so that you get the right impression when it does release. But I'm excited to be able to create custom leagues, custom teams, and even customize the stadium. The biggest feature of Maximum 24 is the dual dynasty and franchise mode that exists within the same world. So the game is going to be launching with dynasty mode, but I think in a future update they're going to add a franchise mode. So you're basically going to have the college experience and the pro experience within the same game, and you'll be able to play both and have both exist together. So what this means is if you're playing franchise mode, which is like playing a pro style football franchise setup, you can actually draft the players in your dynasty mode into franchise mode. So let's say you're playing both, you're playing as a college, and you've got guys in your senior class that are first round draft picks. There's a chance you could potentially draft those same players or players you are playing against in your pro franchise mode. And to me, that is extremely cool. I'm very excited to check that out. Maximum Football 24 will be free to play, and that is to increase awareness and increase accessibility to the game for, being an indie sports title. And it will not include loot boxes, so don't fret. There are no loot boxes in this free to play football game. At this point, I'm convinced. I just want to get my hands on it at this point, and more importantly, I just want to see a release date. Axis Football 24, I mean, after being the reigning champs for several years for the best football franchise mode, they finally began paying attention to its gameplay last year in Axis Football 23, and the trend is continuing this year. For example, there are going to be over 75 pass and run block animations in Axis 24 compared to the one pass in the pass block and run block animation. That's right, in previous titles they literally had one blocking animation, and now in this year you're going to see over 75 blocking animations added to the game. There have been plenty of improvements last year with passing, catching, and running animations, and more of those improvements are in the works. New player models and body types are also showing up this year, and I haven't seen too much information on this game, not even a release date yet. I know that they have beta signups available now, so if you want to hop on their Patreon, do a beta signup, you can definitely get a code for the game. Usually it releases mid to late September. I've been a Patreon member for this game for 4 years, and this will actually be the first year I'm not. I just, having that monthly subscription to Patreon every single month for the last 4 years, it's a lot of money, and the growth for the game has been slow, so I'm backing out of the Patreon this year, but I'm still going to purchase the game. I'm still going to vocally support because I, appreciate what they're doing as an indie studio. And Axis, honestly, is still the go-to football game for an in-depth franchise mode experience. And if you're a sim guy who likes to sim games, you're absolutely going to love the simming options available in Axis Football. I mean, from customizing team trends and play calling variations, whether, based on down and distance and what quarter, and being able to customize player training, it's incredibly in-depth. And I'm just hoping that one day we can actually see this on-field product catch up to what they've done and accomplished off the field. As always, I will be reviewing all 4 of these games when they come out, so stick around to catch an honest review for all 4 games, and hopefully we get some release dates soon from Maximum and Axis Football. So that's it for me. I laid it all out there for you. We got a lot of football video game options coming up for us. It's going to be a packed fall. I can't wait. And that's it. Until next time, peace.